This is chapter 5 of The Great Gatsby summary. In this chapter, this is all about the meeting between Gatsby and Daisy. They're going to reunite for the first time. In this chapter, Nick is walking home from a date with Jordan, and Gatsby's standing outside of his house and approaching him on the lawn. Gatsby seems kind of irritated and desperate because he wants to make Nick really happy. And that's when Nick realizes that Gatsby is nervous because he wants Nick to agree to that little plan of inviting Daisy over for their little meeting for tea. Nick tells Gatsby, fine, I'll help you with the plan. So it rains on the day of the meeting. And just so you know, in this book, weather is an example of foreshadowing. So the fact that it's raining means it's going to be bad that they get reunited. It's going to be Gatsby's downfall. We're going to find out. Gatsby becomes very nervous before the meeting. When Daisy comes, Nick turns around to introduce him to Gatsby, and Gatsby is gone. He's not there. Then there's a knock at the door, and Gatsby is the one at the door, and he's gone on a walk around the house in the rain because he wanted to show up at the door and look like he just showed up, which is, okay, interesting. At first, the reunion between Daisy and Gatsby is very awkward. So Nick decides to leave and figures if I leave them alone for a while, maybe things will get better. So he does. He leaves them alone for a while, and when Nick returns, he finds them very happy, and they've reunited. Daisy's actually crying. Gatsby's happy. And then finally outside, the rain has stopped. So the weather is showing here, oh, maybe there's some good times ahead, but we know it's not going to stay that way. Gatsby then invites Nick and Daisy over to his house to hang out, show him the house, show him everything he has. He's showing them his possessions. He starts showing them his collection of English shirts, and Daisy starts crying. This is a very weird reaction to something. I think she's just crying because she's excited that he's now rich, and she knew before he was poor, and that maybe was one of the reasons she couldn't be with him. So I think that might be one of the reasons she's crying, and this girl is kind of a gold digger and she loves money, so, you know, that made her cry. Gatsby tells Daisy about his long nights he spent outside staring at her green light at the end of her dock, which we know is a symbol for his hopes and dreams to get her back. Just dreaming about them being together and having future happiness. Nick starts to wonder if Daisy can even live up to this vision that Gatsby has built up of her. And of course, we know, obviously, she won't be able to do that, most likely. Finally, Nick gets up and leaves. He leaves Daisy and Gatsby alone together, and they presumably get back together, and they're all happy.